Welcome to the third Learning Mashroom Server lesson. In this lesson, we finally set up the Mashroom Portal and configure some pages with micro frontends on it. We also discuss what sites are and what themes and layouts. Last but not least, we talk about the permission concept in the portal. We are going to start with the code from lesson 2. We need the following plugins: Mashroom Portal Admin App, Mashroom Portal Default Layouts, and Mashroom Portal Default Theme. Furthermore, we add some demo apps, and we also need an additional common service, Mashroom HTTP Proxy. Because it provides the proxy, the apps need to access their APIs. And, as usual, we are going to add configuration objects for these plugins to the server configuration. After npm install and npm start, the Portal web app should be available under /portal. The Portal plugin automatically adds a few demo pages with apps on it. Some of them are not available because we didn't add them to the dependencies. In the header you can see the server version and a link to reveal the app names and versions, which is only visible because we set the show env and version property in the default theme configuration. Let's log in as administrator and talk about the building blocks of the portal. Open /login and sign in as admin with password admin. Then navigate back to the portal. Now we have the admin toolbar on the top and some controls to configure our apps. The top level building block of the portal is the site. It contains a set of pages and has a default theme and a default layout. You can restrict the access to the site and all pages by adding some required roles in the Permission tab. Sites can be mapped to different virtual hosts with the Mashroom vhost path mapper plugin. A page can override the defaults from the site and might have its own permissions. So, if you, for example, add the required role administrator to test page 1, it will disappear as soon as you log out. A page contains a content area with a number of portal apps. A portal app is basically a registered single-page application which can be developed completely independent and ideally not even knows where it runs. Portal apps can be added via drag and drop, moved around between different areas, and also be removed. You can hide apps from specific user groups by adding a permission. The areas where Portal apps can be placed are defined by a layout plugin. On this page, the 2 columns with 1 column header layout is used. So if you drag an app on the page, there are basically 3 areas where you can drop it. The last building block is the theme. It consists of a number of template styles and other static assets. The template defines how the page is rendered. You can use any template engine supported by Express. Let's create a new theme plugin. Add a new plugin package with a package JSON, a Mashroom JSON, and a plugin bootstrap. We are going to use Pug as a template engine just because it's the first in the list of supported engines on the Express.js homepage. So add Pug to the dependencies. In Mashroom.json, we define a plugin of type portal theme. The plugin of such type requires a bootstrap, a resources root folder with the static assets, we use public here, and a views folder for the templates. Create the folders and place a file portal.pug in the views folder, which is the template for a portal page. The bootstrap needs to be of type Mashroom Portal theme plugin bootstrap function and has to return the engine name, which is basically the extension of the templates, and a factory method for the actual engine. Even if Express.js could load an engine automatically, like Pug, you have to define it, because Express.js would try to load the Pug module from a different root folder and fail. In this case, we return the __ express function exposed by Pug. And now let's have a look at the template content. A very minimal template would look like this. A head section with a title and the portal resources that need to go into the header, a body section with a heading and the actual content, and at the bottom, the portal resources that need to be at the end of the page. The variables that can be used in the templates are declared in the Mashroom Portal page render model. You should be able to search for it in your IDE. As you can see, you have the resources base path here, site and page information, the language, a method to get internationalized messages, and more. Before we can try out our theme, we have to switch the server into dev mode. Otherwise, it would cache the templates and we could not live reload. Furthermore, the dev mode allows it to automatically execute the build step after changes, and we need that later to compile our SAS files. Run npm install and npm start and check if the plugin works. Yes, the My Portal theme plugin is available. Open the portal and switch a page to the new theme. Well, it doesn't look too impressive, but it works. The apps in the content area are aligned in a single column now. The reason is that the selected layout uses the bootstrap grid to form the columns. So we need to add bootstrap and some basic styling. In the plugin package JSON, add SAS and bootstrap to the dev dependencies. We need to add a build script to compile our styles to CSS. Let's say our SAS file is in source style.scss and we want to compile it into the public folder. Please note the load path I've set, otherwise the SAS compiler cannot resolve the imports within the Bootstrap files. And now add style as CSS and import Bootstrap. To tell Mashroom it needs to run the build script every time the sources change, add it as dev mode build script to the plugin definition. You will see that Mashroom immediately executes the build script and the file style.css appears. The last step is to add the style to the template. The portal page looks much better already. Let's also add some padding to the heading and the app wrapper and hide the app header. Save it and Mashroom will automatically rebuild and reload the page afterwards. All changes will be loaded automatically during development. As you can see, the admin toolbar is not displayed correctly. Let's fix this. To speed up things, we copy admin.scss from the Portal Quick Start template. Add it to the build step and the resulting CSS to the template, but only if the user is admin. Now it looks better, but the icons are missing. We have to add font awesome as well. Maybe you noticed the error message in the log, app area ID not found. The reason is that Mashroom Portal expects a specific div with the ID Mashroom Portal admin app container, where it should add the admin toolbar. Let's add it to get rid of the error. Okay, the admin toolbar looks fine and seems to work. Now we are going to create another plugin with a custom layout. Again, add package.json and Mashroom.json. In this case, we don't need a bootstrap. A Portal Layouts plugin only needs one property, layouts, with a list of HTML files that pose as layouts for the page content. Let's say we want a 3-column layout and it will be in a file 3columns.html. HTML file will be very simple. It contains a snippet with placeholder divs for the portal apps. Such a placeholder must have the class Mashroom Portal app area and a unique ID that will be used to store the application in the database. We use bootstrap classes to create a layout with 3 equal width columns. As you can see, the new plugin is already there, again without a server restart. Apply the layout to the first page. And well, it works. And that's it. I hope you have now a basic understanding how the Mashroom Portal works and what the building blocks are. About portal apps, the most important building blocks, we are going to talk next time. Some final notes. A real-world theme would also contain a navigation. A link in the navigation could just point to the page URL or trigger a dynamic page load via JavaScript API and basically just exchange the apps in the content area. There are other template types as well. Check out the theme in the Mashroom Portal Quick Start repo for a full example. You can find the source code for this lesson in a public Git repository. I will add the link to the comments section. I will also add a link to the example theme in the Portal Quick Start template.